So what's up guys? Welcome back. Apologies for that setting. So we need to move on. Now, um, you know, as I said, there was a bit of some bearish movement on BTC, and also there was a bit of some bearish movement within the 4-hour time frame, the 12-hour time frame, and the 1-day time frame. But we saw a bullish movement on the 1-hour time frame, which pump us back to 20,000. I think last night 20,174, and I said we were having a bit of some rejection. So if you can look at this chart keenly, you will see that there's a big, huge rejection over here. This is a nice rejection zone of BTC. If it's able to break the current price 20,100 to 20,067, then I would say we might have a bit of some pump, maybe even to back to the zone. And the other zone I'm looking at, if you're able to break that, is 22,672. That's a zone that I'm waiting to look at, and this is a nice demand zone for me. So this is a resistance line that we're currently pursuing, and that's why we've pumped within the 4-hour time frame. Looks bullish within the 4-hour time frame. We've pumped up within the 4-hour time frame at the resistance line. We broke it, and now we are coming back down. So we're having a retest within this zone. And then this is our next target at $22,672 of the price. So after this resistance zone is broken, we'll have another resistance zone to look at on the 4-hour time frame, which is $22,672. Those are the kind of the price targets that you should be keen on when you're checking the markets. Now, an issue that we're having within the market currently is that DeFis are now getting wrecked on the market. As you've all heard, Solend as a DeFi protocol are now controlling whales movements of Solana. Large transactions that happen in this Solana, those that bought Solana during their early days, they will be controlled. The voting has already passed, and it happened all of a sudden. I think those whales were trying to bring down the price of Solana, probably maybe crash it down to even the rank of below top 100. And now I think the developers decided, let's control these whales because they're the ones that are withdrawing their cash on the majority side. Also, the other thing that they wanted to look at, they also wanted to look at though if Solana is able to break a new all-time high anytime soon as the crypto market pumps, then they might have a large amount compared to what they had before, and it will be difficult to control them as they might decide to withdraw 100% of their profits, bringing back down Solana's price to even 90% drop or even 80% drop. You may never know. So Bitcoin price within the 4-hour time frame has begun looking bullish, but we are seeing a rejection. So never trade never go long on a resistant line, and never go short on a support line. So now we are at the resistant line. So what do? You wait to see if we'll break this rejection of $20,100 level back up, or if we get rejected, then you might test again the lower lows of 18K that we were in. So we might have a formation over here of an M formation completion back down, or we might have that formation of a W formation. Okay, W or M formation over here. So it's on a limbo. No one knows what's going to happen, but this is a nice place to look at between the 20,100. But within our stochastic relative strength index is telling us that BTC has been quite been overbought on the 4-hour time frame. If you look at relative strength index, quite neutral, but it's heading higher, and you're not seeing any fake out that is happening within our relative strength index. So this shows that this is a nice corrective move of Bitcoin, because we could be seeing a bearish movement over here and yet a previous pump, large bearish trend line. But now this is an aggressive buying, this is an aggressive purchasing trend that we're seeing in the relative strength index, and I think we are probably going to move on the upside. So let's break the level of $20,100 level to know where we're heading to next, and the next target should be at $22,672. And then another thing also that you're going to check on is Synthetix. But before I go to Synthetix, the European market has opened green, the Asian market has opened green, and that's how we are on the standby, waiting for the New York session to open. I think it's around 6 hours and 30 minutes as of now to 6 hours and 40 minutes. So let's see where the New York session opens, and then we move on from there regardless to see if we'll be able to pump or dump from those zone. But when the market is kind of green, I want to see Bitcoin react. If it's not reacting, then probably it's a bit of some manipulation within the market of Bitcoin. That's why they won't want to take the price up currently to maybe a next level of 2,672. But if Bitcoin is able to break this resistance, trust me, you will be seeing altcoins exploding like never before. Now, liquidation levels. If you're trading Bitcoin as of now, I think it's better to buy on spot or trade on a 2x or 3x leverage position. But if you're trading on high leverage, that means you're looking on this time frame, which is quite risky. What if a DeFi just does a rag, one large DeFi, for example, maybe Synthetix or EV, then we rag back down. So be careful if you're trying to trade on this range. Do not leverage at the resistance. Do not long at the resistance. Do not short at the support. Those are the kind of rules that you should be employing within yourselves. But if you can have the W formation where we'll pump up to 20,100, head back down to the $18,000 level, and then break the $20,100 level, I'll say it will seem quite bullish on Bitcoin. But if you have one large continuation or one large continuation on the upside, even breaking to 2,672, I will say it will seem quite complex as a chart, and I won't board it confidently, but I will say maybe probably it might be a bull trap. Maybe it might be a bull trap. So that is on Bitcoin. So we are moving on to Synthetix. With Synthetix, you've seen the upside from $1.5 to 3. I think $3-4. That's a 2x within less than 6 hours. So Synthetix decided to do its thing, pumped back up, came back to its resistance zone. So its resistance zone that you're talking of that it simply broke out is it broke out its resistance zone at the level of 2.741. It broke out its resistance zone. Now it's trying to test its resistance zone as of now to see if we'll have another continuation on the upside. But if you're not able to stay above the 2.741 as the resistance zone, then I'm looking for a lower target where we'll be coming back down. And then if I'm shorting Synthetix, I'll be looking at the level of $2.741. That is a target I'll be looking at if I'm shorting Synthetix from the current price to the lowest price. So $2.74, but with a high leverage. You need to be careful. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm the worst financial advisor you'll ever meet out here. So if I'm shorting the market, I'll short from 2.8 or 2.9 to 2.4 or 2.3. But if you break even 2.4, then now we are heading back to the lows where we were in, which will seem quite bearish on Synthetix on a longer time frame. So I've talked about BTC on the 1-day time frame, Synthetix on the 1-day time frame. So I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. Now I've talked about Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame because on the 1-day time frame doesn't seem bullish. Apologies for that. So I'm going to talk about BTC on the 1-hour time frame. Then I'm going back to Synthetix. So already we've seen the chart exploding, and this chart looks healthier than before on Bitcoin. Looks healthier than before on Bitcoin. As you can see, the chart looks much healthier. Yes, the chart looks much healthier. So these are simple curve that you're seeing within the markets of Bitcoin. And I would say you can see we've had a correction, pump, correction, pump, and correction. So you're having a nice impulsive pump on the upside. So we pump, we drop, test the trend line, we pump, we drop, we didn't test the trend line, we pump up, but we tested the trend line with the on the second time, and then now we might pump again above the trend line, so breaking that $20,100 level, and then now we'll be looking at the zones of 22,672. So BTC looks bullish on the 1 hour time frame, and also it has begun looking bullish on the 4 hour time frame. So if we can check our open interest within BTC, if we can check our open interest within BTC, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get your facts right. I think I have that chart somewhere here. Yes, so let me open BTC on this chart. So if you can check our open interest on BTC, as you can see, it's among its lowest point. There isn't any interest on BTC within the 1 day time frame within also our open interest. So stochastic RSI is low, relative strength index is low, the open interest is low. So let me keep it within the 4 hour time frame. Within the 4 hour time frame, you're seeing a high open interest on BTC. So this seems to be bullish. There seems to be an interest on BTC. Doesn't look like a bull trap. So we are seeing a large amount of open interest stochastic flow in money flow index moving up. It's positive, and the same thing you're also seeing the pump in BTC within the 1 hour time frame. You're also seeing that inversion happening within the market. You're also seeing it pumping high, and also the market beginning to pump high. But if I'm seeing the open interest pumping high and the Bitcoin market is going lower, then I would say it seems to be a fake out. But yesterday on the 1 hour time frame, it seemed to be a fake out. But at least the open interest stochastic money flow index has decided to invert from its lower point. So let me open the stochastic money flow index within stochastic relative strength index. And here it is. So we are seeing the open interest on the money flow index within the futures. We are seeing it was at its lowest over here. This within the 1 hour time frame, it was its lowest over here. It was at its lowest over here, and now we are seeing a rise, and it's at the neutral point. Then if you check on the 4 hour time frame, you're seeing the open interest has also inverted quite beautifully. So it's going up with the price. Doesn't seem like a bull trap for me. And also within the 1 day time frame, we are seeing it moving down, but the price is moving up, and that might set up to be a bit of some bull trap on the 1 day time frame. I'm not seeing that inversion moving up on the open interest money flow index. That is on Bitcoin. So it looks bullish within the 1 hour time frame, within the 4 hour time frame, but doesn't look bullish within the 1 day time frame. And it looks like it looks like it might be a bull trap for traders on the 1 hour time frame. That means we might see another continuation on the downturn. Look at all these indicators where they're heading to. Look at all these indicators where they're heading to. They're heading toward the lowest. They're heading toward the lowest. They're the lowest. It's only the stochastic, it's only the relative strength index that decided to invert. But okay, trying to bring it down over here. But in the price within the 1 day time frame, we are beginning to see this. Okay, we're beginning to see this within the. We're beginning to see this. So be careful, be careful, be careful within the 1 day time frame. But I'm careful within the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. So since bullish, so I'll be able to trade my trades within the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour time frame on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the altcoins as of today. On the SNX, we're going to look at different time frames also. On the SNX, you're seeing now a retrace to 2.8. Now it seems that it's getting exhausted, and it's about to break that level of 2.8 that I was talking about shorting from. So if you took your short from 2.9 to 2.8, that's not need to worry about. But shall we see another incline pattern moving up on Synthetix? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm beginning to see a downturn within Synthetix. So I'm looking if it gets rejected at 2.8. I'm not saying I'm getting at that point. Maybe I got in earlier, maybe I didn't get in earlier. I thought it's not on my capability to say as of now. It's not quite safe, but it's better to short from 2.8 to 2.81 as of now, since we're seeing there's a bit of some rejection over here, heading back down to 2.48, and then maybe back lower to where it was. You can see it's not testing the lows of 2.79. It's never tested before. Now it's at 2.76 and 2.7. So we're seeing a rejection over here on Synthetix network. But will it take a long time for it to drop? No, it will take a long time for it to drop from this level. Also be careful, we might see another incline on the upside. maybe all of a sudden an incline on the upside. The reason why Synthetix has been moving on the up, has just moved on the upsides, because of the trading fees, and also large volume has been happening within Synthetix over the past 1 week. So when BTC started going up, Synthetix decided to do its thing. So be careful if you're leveraging. If you're leveraging, be careful on a 2x to a 3x. So now, after the pump from 2.77, let's look at it within the 4-hour time frame. Within the 4-hour time frame, same chart, we are seeing a decline on the price. Now it's moving from that 2.77, now it's heading back to 2.4. Maybe not, but if it's heading to 2.4, maybe I'll expect it to touch 2.4, heading back down, the red candle forming within 2.4, maybe trying to have a retest, and then if it's rejected, comes back down to where it was before, if we are on a bear market. So we are seeing a rejection within the 4-hour time frame, but you're not seeing any bearish movement within the 4-hour time frame, and you've not seen any diversion happening within the relative strength index, and also the stochastic relative strength index is not telling us any inversion, but showing us that it's at the peak. So quite difficult to understand, but our relative strength index is telling us that Synthetix is at the relative strength index of 92, quite high. I'm expecting a bit of some correction over here from the 92 relative strength index, probably test at 2.4 as a next target and then pump back up. So I'm expecting a dump within the Synthetix network for people to actually withdraw their profits. If they're going to withdraw their profits after you're able to retest the 2.4, then I'll expect maybe we might have another continuation pump on the upside, or if we get rejected at 2.4, we fall back down. On the 1-hour time frame, what is happening? Now, there it is. On the 1-hour time frame, we've seen that rejection candle on relative strength index telling us that it's at 73, and our stochastic RSI began reversing. So it's already corrected within the 1-hour time frame. Got that rejection, as I said, at on the previous low when I was talking about on the lower high. I was talking of a rejection at 2.75, and you can see we are now testing the zone of 2.75. As I've mentioned before, if we break this level of resistance at 2.75, I'm talking of a $2.4 level on Synthetix network. So be careful going long on this zone, but it's always beautiful to go short on the resistant line if it gets rejected. And B, if it gets rejected. If it does not get rejected, then it will simply move back up, and then we'll form this as the support, and now we might form another resistant line on Synthetix network. And with that resistant line, another resistant line, I'll be talking of this within the 1-hour time frame. If you get rejected on that line, I'll be talking of my next target at 3.1114 if you get that rejection. So on the better side, if you bounce from this, I'm expecting a 3.114. If you get rejected from 2.72, I'm expecting a downfall between 2.4. So you have seen a downturn within the 1-hour time frame, but still high within the 4-hour time frame and the 1-day time frame. So be careful if you're leveraging out there. Today we have seen greens within the European stock market and also the Asian market, so be careful. And then we'll do a session probably within the New York session. It opens up, so trade carefully. Remember, the whales are there to manipulate you, and the market is always there. There's no need to be in a hurry to get into the market. Okay, so if you want also to get into the Telegram channel, you can see down there within my my bio, there's a Telegram channel link down there. And I wish you all well. It's beginning of the week, so wish you all well. Stay safe. Peace.